Marcus from Savvy Solutions coming at you with this week's sales tip. Let's get into it. I want to talk about opportunity cost because this is something that's paramount to you if you are wanting to get the best out of yourself, but also if you're wanting to help people that are looking to buy your service or buy your product. It's something that people won't naturally think for themselves. It's just statistics show people don't naturally think this way, but your ability to get yourself to think this way firstly and your prospective buyers to think this way is absolutely critical if you want to sell to them. So we're talking about opportunity cost. Hey Kaz, lovely to have you on the call. Thank you. We're talking about opportunity cost. So let's just start out with something really simple as a phone cover. People are always focused on one cost of an opportunity. So if the opportunity is to buy a phone cover, people are naturally inclined to focus on what does it cost me to purchase a phone cover. A phone cover might be $30. And of course, there's an opportunity cost to buying it, which is the $30, and there's an opportunity cost to not buying it, to not embracing that opportunity of purchasing the phone cover. And in that case, it might be $800 for a dead phone that needs to be repaired. So that's an easy one to get going. Let's look at something a bit more complicated. It could be a free event. You might be deciding, do I attend this free event? And obviously there's no monetary exchange, but in that case, there's an opportunity cost of time. And there's also a potential opportunity cost that you might go to the free event and become really enticed and desire to purchase something else. And therefore, there would be also an opportunity cost of money. But what would be the cost of not going? Interesting. And if you look at what I do, which is selling coaching services, again, to the client considering the coaching services, what's the cost of doing it? What's the cost of not doing it and not attaining those skills? So let's say you worked in an industry whereby you went into businesses, I don't do this, but and you spoke to them about productivity. And let's say that's the thing that you did. And let's say you charged, I don't know, just to put a figure on it, $3,000 for that. Let's say that the business person that you're speaking to is very, very focused on the $3,000. Good day, Les. Nice to have you along. What is it costing them? They're focused on the $3,000. Now, interestingly, when they've done statistics on this, 85% of people will only factor in one opportunity cost. What I'm wanting you to gather from this conversation is there are actually two costs to every opportunity. There are always, so I'm using very definitive language, always two costs to every opportunity: the cost to do it and the cost to not do it. But the kicker is 85% of business owners will only focus on one of those. And it's the cost to do it. It's a rare crew of 15% of business owners, apparently, that are able to focus on both the cost of doing it and the cost of not doing it. Because it's not either or. You don't throw one out for the other. The very evolved business owner is able to look at any opportunity and run it through two lenses. What is it going to cost me to do it? And what is it going to cost me not to do it? And as a business owner selling your product or your service, a lot of your success will rely upon your ability in a gentle but convincing way to have your prospective buyers consider. And if they're not able to do it for themselves, you need to guide them to do it for them in their best interest, to consider, well, what is the opportunity here of doing it and what is the opportunity of not doing it? Because if you don't accept that responsibility and you don't guide them through thinking of both and they don't do whatever it is, your product or your service, then if the opportunity of not doing it springs into their world, you could have avoided them that pain, you could have avoided them that discomfort, but you just didn't ask the questions and you didn't have the conversation. So for yourself and your own development and for your prospective buyers, absolutely critical whenever an opportunity comes along, whether it's free, whether it's a service like a phone, whether it's the decision to get coaching or not, whatever it may be for you, absolutely critical to have yourself firstly, and then your prospective buyers secondly, consider both the opportunity to do it and the opportunity to not. Spend about 50% of the time with each hat on, and then you've made an outstanding decision. Because sometimes the cost of not doing something is far, far greater than the investment to do it. Something to think about. As always, if I can be of any help whatsoever, just drop me a comment below or send me a personal message on Facebook and I'll make sure you're taken care of. Have a fantastic and cracking finish to the week in sales.